Well, I think you need a new keeper. Hello and welcome to Season 15, Episode 7 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at home against Manchester City in the FA Cup and then away against Charlton in the league. I apologise right now if today's episode is a bit choppy and jumpy. Hay fever has got its claws into me and I'm having constant coughing fits. This is worse than the famous winter cough that went on for months. Apparently, I'm just destined to cough all the time these days, so it will occasionally jump a little bit and you might hear me go, and then all of a sudden it just, yes, because I'm about to cough. You've got to have the... Anyway, since you were last with me, we've been doing okay. We lost one, drew one, won the other two, which means as of right now we are cruising towards the Premier League. 16 games remaining and we're 13 points clear of Sunderland in third place, 7 points clear of QPR in second place as well. Jack Beale is, I want to say, closing down on Downey as top scorer, but he's 6 goals away and realistically probably isn't going to catch him up. But Tanner is the best player in the division. Gilbert is second, 4 assists, and everything is looking rather rosy. Apart from the fact injuries have struck again. Pablo Garcia is now out for the season. He's broken his ankle and he's out for the next 3 or 4 months. So he ends his first, and hopefully only, championship campaign with 8 goals from 14 starts and an average rating of 7.15. Mark Foot's picked up another injury as well. He's only out for a day with a bruised shin. He's missed the last game or 2, I think. So what it means is, going into this game against Manchester City, by force of injuries, we've got to play our FA Cup strike partnership again of top scorer Beale and 8 goals from 8 starts Jordan Todd. It's not the worst situation to be forced into by injuries, is it really? The rest of the team then for Manchester City, by popular demand, we're giving Kevin Thompson an extended rest. Who wants him? We've had him on loan for... See, Newcastle and Sunderland, he's a good goalkeeper. We need to sign him permanently in the summer. He's great. But for now, Stuart Murphy's getting a run of games in the team, not just because you lot demanded it. He demanded it himself, and rather than let him go, I thought I'd promise him a run in the team. We'll give him 6-7 games, see how he gets on. If it looks like he might be as good as Thompson, then we keep him. If not, we let him go in the summer. Simple. A back four of Williams, Tanner, Powell and Brassas. Midfield of Duxbury, O'Brien and Anicic with Gilbert. In behind the aforementioned Beale and Todd, the strike force that tore Manchester United apart. So can we do the same thing to their City rivals, or Manchester City, in case you weren't following along. So we are at home, so we're not going to have the full-on shock factor that we had by going away against United at Old Trafford. But, you know, we've got our own fans cheering us on. You never know what might happen. The FA Cup, it's a strange old competition. There's probably cliches about it that I'm not really one for cliches, so I'm not gonna spout about magic and that. Wow, okay. 25 seconds on the clock, and City have already put us in our place. This cup run was fun while it lasted. I suspect it won't be lasting much longer, because they really have taken away any potential we had for giving them a bit of a scary start, the way we did with Man United. And yeah, They've watched the last game, haven't they? They're prepared for this. And you could argue Murphy should probably do a little better than that. He gets a hand to it, and it's not enough to stop the ball ending up in the back of the net. Although Todd is in here, and Todd makes it 1-1. I tell you what, this lad can score against Premier League teams, Champions League teams. At the start of this season, I'd all but written him off, and he has had a chance because of injuries, and goodness me, is he taking the chance. Oh, the curse of getting excited for a goal is back again. As soon as I get my excited voice on, it just forces a cough out of me. Oh, I might have to go back to the doctors. They sent me away and said, yeah, it's just a cough. Last time I went to them and said, I've been coughing since Christmas. Help me. They just sent me away. But seriously, I've been coughing since Christmas. Oh. Right, I've just about caught my breath again. It's 1-1. After a very explosive first 5 minutes, the game's settled down a lot now. O'Brien wins the ball back well in midfield. And Jordan Todd is an absolute hero when he plays against Premier League teams. If he could somehow find this form in the Championship. It's such a weird one. Scored a lot of goals in League One, hasn't taken to the Championship at all, but this FA Cup run, playing against Premier League teams, has been all Jordan Todd. He must be one of the highest scorers in the competition at this point, which is insane. Right, Aničić went. Oh, see, we've got some good tackling midfielders in there, winning the ball back well. We've got 30,000 people in attendance today as well, as you would expect from the 5-time European champions. But it's still nice to see the ground full. Todd's in again. He's only blooming scored again. Jordan Todd, his 10th goal of the season, but 5 or 6 of them have come in the FA Cup against Premier League teams. It's his second of the game, and with half an hour to go, we are in the lead against Manchester City, and what a confident finish that was. None of this hitting it across the goal nonsense. He's just toe-poked that to the inside post. All the confidence in the world. What a finish. Right, substitution time. Jack Beale has not turned up at all today. Mark Foot's the only striker on the bench, but he's not fit. It has to be Lee Hartley. Swap those two around. Get Gilbert as the poacher. Todd drops back a little bit. We've done that a few times now. We're also going to take off O'Brien, who is on a yellow card, to bring on a more defensive central midfield player, albeit probably not as good, but might be a little bit stronger in the tackling with O'Brien on a yellow card and not playing brilliantly. It seems like the sensible thing to do. And we're on the attack again. Aničić with a chance to cross. Everyone's still forward from the corner, and that's a bit of a problem because City are now breaking on us and Tanner can't deal with it. And wow, we've been let off the hook there with a terrible finish. You would expect Manchester City to be able to score in that situation, and how important is that miss going to end up being? Right, we're going to take off Duxbury, bring on a Poku, and just switch a few people around in the midfield again. Try and keep things fresh and energetic in there. We're keeping an eye on Lee Hartley as well, because this is a game for Lee Hartley. We've got two of the biggest heroes of the save so far, Hartley and surely Jordan Todd now, both on the pitch at the same time. Brassas with the chance to cross, finds Gilbert to Opoku, to Todd. Can he find his hat-trick? Williams with the chance to cross. And we're caught again, but this time Tanner does deal with it. Gilbert again in possession, finds Opoku to Brassas. We've got 15 seconds left. Lee Hartley! Oh, what an absolute hero. I have never... right, that's it. He is now my favourite ever player in Football Manager because of that moment. Lazarov, stand aside. Lee Hartley, you are an absolute legend, and we've knocked Manchester City out of the FA Cup now. How many more Premier League teams are they going to throw at us? That's just mental. And I didn't even cough. Perhaps the screaming has got the cough out of my system. We now need to bring ourselves back down to earth. We've got a draw for, the quarter-final of the FA Cup now, plus an away game in just 3 days against Charlton, which we'll go and play now. That was mad! Right, I know we don't normally do cup draws, but this is all getting a bit excited now. So the draw for the 6th round of the FA Cup, there are not many teams left in this now. So there's Bournemouth, there's us, there's Middlesbrough or Southampton, Sunderland, Everton, Liverpool or Exeter, Norwich and Wolves. There are not many teams in there that we would need to be afraid of, bearing in mind our track record. We'll probably end up playing Liverpool and getting knocked out, but I reckon we could take anyone else in there. Norwich would be a fun one. Right, let's get drawing. So, Middlesbrough or Southampton will play Norwich. Ipswich Norwich final. It's written in the stars. Everton will play Ipswich Town. So we're away against Everton. Everton are a relegation-threatened team that we are surely capable of beating. Bournemouth against Liverpool or Exeter, and then Wolves against Sunderland. There's a lot of championship teams left in this competition. If we can get past Everton, don't even talk about it yet. That's silly. Well, as much as I'd like to be able to rotate the team for the Charlton game, our squad is paper thin, and none of this fit. So we stay as we were, and hopefully that'll be enough. So let's get into the game. We are favourites. Charlton are lower mid-table. Hopefully we're not going to have the usual just got a big FA Cup draw stumble that we've had both before Man United and Man City now. We've had a little bit of a stumble after we found out who we're playing, but before we get right up to before the game. So logically, that would happen now. What is this asking me? Took a look. Yeah, all splendid. Yes, good platform. Yes, different. This is like a press conference. Yes, we're good. I think that's what we were saying. Right, let's go and get 6 goals. Let's go and show that the intimidation and the cup run curse that has struck us a little bit. I mean, he says still 13 points clear of the playoffs, but it has affected us a little bit. We're not running away with the league quite as much as we would have been without the cup run, I don't think. Todd. And that is a perfect example of what I was talking about in the Man City game. If that had been against Premier League opposition, Jordan Todd scores there. For some reason, because it's in the Championship, he misses an absolute sitter. I just don't understand how it can be a thing. But it really is a thing with him. He can't play in the Championship. He has to be one division above, one division below. Prove me wrong, Jordan. Grab a goal today because foot's still not fit. Williams with a really tame shot. And I think we're probably going to be going in at half-time 0-0 here, despite the fact we're absolutely dominating this first half. We've just missed the... it snowed over half-time. I suppose it is February. I'll let them have that. Right, Brassas wins the ball back. Gilbert now have a chance to play one of his special through balls, but instead it's Brassas with the chance to cross, and he misses out as well. Oh, I dared not think how many little chunks this video is already in. We've conceded a goal as well. I'm constantly stopping to cough. I'm constantly stopping to go and sort out that stupid dog. There must be 15 little clips that I've got to mush together yet. And we're 1-0 down as well. Why can we not be consistent in both the league and the FA Cup? Murphy was just absolutely in no man's land there. Kevin Thompson would have plucked that out of the sky because that's how he rolls. I want to sign him permanently. I know you lot don't like him. I think he's a hero. And they're coming at me again here. Tanner makes the interception, finds O'Brien, and we've got the chance for a break. And it's Todd. Can he score in the Championship? Of course he can't. 2 goals against Manchester City in the last game, and can't score against Charlton now. He is, I guess he's just a big game player. Can't do the mundane week in, week out stuff. Oh, I'm getting so frustrated with this cough. I've never swarmed so much whilst preparing a video. I'm pretty sure I've not left any of it in, but I'm getting so angry with the fact that I'm having to literally pause recording every 30 to 45 seconds, either for the cough or for the dog. It is doing my head in. Ugh. Right, we'll take Tanner off. Right, Jordan Todd is off. Mark Foot is on. We've got 20 minutes. Hopefully, because both Foot and Beale can score in the Championship, we'll find a way back into this game. Even a draw will be okay. Although Charlton have now gone to a back 5, which we do sometimes find a little bit tricky to break down. I want to take Brassas off, but we've got nobody who can come on and play right back. So Gilbert, I guess, comes off. It's got to be the man of the last game, Lee Hartley. Right, 10 minutes for either Hartley or Foot or anyone else, really, to make some kind of impact. We'll still be 6 points clear at the top of the league, even if we lose. But we'd be 9 points clear if we won. And Murphy was in no man's land again. I think I might be done with Murphy. We've still got McKenna there to try, but I'm leaning towards going back to Thompson. And we've just lost in the Championship because we're a ridiculous team. Hopefully we'll still win it, though. Oh, calm down, Kev. I've been recording this for like 45 minutes. I think at some point we beat Manchester City, though, unless I coughed so much I passed out and dreamt it. But fingers crossed we did. So that is worth a thumbs up in and of itself. So if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching and bearing with me through the nonsense and the coughing and the dog.